Welcome back to the channel. It's your buddy John with the week 10 update. What a week it was. Before actually, you know what the cool thing is about doing this? I wake up on Sunday morning and I step on the scale, and then I sit down sometime afterwards and I film a video, edit it up, and put it on here. But what's really cool about this is I'm not wearing any pants. So I come in here, I just put a top on. I'm not wearing any pants, and it's super comfortable, super chill. I really appreciate that. I mean, you guys wouldn't know that because you can't see, but that's just a little inside baseball. So let's get into the week. Eating this week went really well. There was no cheating, and by cheating, I mean going outside of what I have already deemed necessary for my daily caloric intake. So no Freddy's, no this, no that, no Chipotle, whatever. I stayed away from all that stuff. And yeah, results are what they are. I can't wait to share them with you, but we'll start off with that. So this week I mixed it up a little bit. 2.5 pounds of ground turkey, 2.5 pounds of ground beef. I haven't been eating ground beef, but this week I decided to switch it up a little bit. And I wasn't disappointed with it. I don't eat a lot of beef to begin with. I prefer turkey and chicken. Beef is a nice change of pace. I did cut down on how much rice I was eating, so I went with instead of 2 cups a day, usually is what I do, or I try to be in that range. I just went to strictly 1 cup a day. Didn't notice any real fall off in anything, so we'll see how that goes. We'll monitor that. We'll continue to tinker with it and see how it goes. And then we had 14 cups of green peppers, cucumbers, and spinach, like a medley. I'm sorry. I just chop them all up and kind of throw them in a bowl. Spinach gets a little soggy towards the end of the week, so maybe I won't add the spinach. I'll just kind of add it after the fact when I'm actually going to eat it instead of throwing it in the bowl with the other veggies. So, pro tip. Walking this week was pretty good, 40 miles this week, so not on the high side. I decided to try to keep it in a strict like 6 to 7 miles a day. On Saturday, I went longer, or went further, I should say. But I said, all right, we're not going to try to tax ourselves this week. We're going to see what it looks like when we try to go with a consistent distance. So that went well, felt good, felt strong through the walks, no problem. We'll continue to tinker with this as well, just to see how to maximize our results. Sleeping is the worst yet again. I really let things distract me this week. So I averaged about just over 5.5 hours per night. But honestly, Sunday through Thursday, it was 4 hours each night. And then I made up for it on the back end. Friday, I got 12 hours. Friday night going into Saturday morning, 12 hours. And Saturday night was 8 hours. So it kind of made up for it, kind of skewed it, made it seem like I was getting almost a decent amount of sleep. That hurt me all week. I was tired all week at work. And instead of eating at lunch like I normally do, I wanted to take naps. So I ate a little bit later in the day, but it is what it is. Laying in bed on YouTube or deciding to sit down and play video games for a little bit, and it just runs long, and I wasn't able to pull myself out of it. So things for me to work on. I know that can be a problem at times myself. It's been a problem for most of my life. Like I zone out on these things and can really get lost. So things to keep track of going forward. This week overall went really well. I will call it a stellar week, actually. Woke up this morning feeling pretty good, stepped on the scale, and the new weight total is 259.4. A loss of 4.7 pounds from last week brings us to the grand total of 48.3 pounds over this 10-week span. 48.3 pounds in 10 weeks. I'm not one of these guys that is very self-congratulatory, but I'll say this. I am very happy with how it's gone. Grinding very hard over here, trying to stay disciplined, trying to do the things I know I need to do, and the results show. I mean, the results are coming. I was watching the first video that I posted, so that would have been January 5th. From now, I can see the difference in my face. Earlier this week, Well, actually, it would have been last Sunday. I actually took a picture of myself shirtless, and I compared it to myself shirtless on January 5th. And I'll tell you what, the difference is night and day. I'm not going to post it on here. You guys will have to subscribe to my OF to see, me shirtless and all that. And I'm just messing with you. But no, at some point, as I get closer to where I want to be, I'll share that stuff with you. Right now, there's still a lot of work to do. That was the biggest problem when I took the picture last Sunday. Is I looked at it and I'm like, I looked at myself and said, and there's still a lot of work to do. And there is a lot of work to do. But I had to be able to look at myself comparatively to 2 months ago and say, there's work to do, but there is a big difference from where I started. And I see myself every day, and I kind of wasn't really noticing it, but people in my circle have been telling me like, dude, lost a lot of weight. And I'm not gonna lie, the thing that I was hoping to come with this, and it really kind of hit me this week, is confidence. My confidence level is way up. Like when I actually do look at myself in the mirror, and I try not to do it very often. I can see the difference. I can see the difference from the front when I turn sideways, and I'm happy with the results as they're coming. So it just gets me more excited to continue to go down this road. The results drive you. Like, if this is something you've considered yourself, when you first start seeing results, I mean, if that doesn't hook you, I don't know what else will. I feel better. I look better. I look healthier. I feel like I look a little bit younger. Confidence is coming up, which has been something that I've really struggled with when I would see myself in the mirror and see myself as big as I was. So yeah, it's been nice. Sorry, I got gloves on. I went to the range this week, and I don't want to take my gloves off now. They're just so freaking cool. But a nice week. Again, momentum on my side. I thought last week was really good. I didn't expect to match it because I had a fast in there, but this week we'll take it. I'm excited for next week. Now, this week also went really well because when I got off of work, I actually had some enthusiasm in doing something. That's not normally how I do things. Normally, when I get off work, I am content with sitting in my living room and watching a movie, listening to music, just regular things. I don't particularly find myself like, oh, I want to go do this, so I want to go do that. But I got off Friday and decided to go to the range. I got a short barrel rifle that I bought a year or so ago, a year and a half ago, and last time I shot it, the first time I shot it, it wasn't functioning correctly and couldn't figure out what the issue was. So I went to the range yesterday to zero my scope on there, my red dot, and it was really fun. And it shot like a dream. It was no problem. I had a really good time, and I'm kind of looking forward to doing that again. I'm supposed to go here in a little bit out to my buddies so we can shoot some more. So that is what I'm gearing up to do now. It's really good. Everything is going really well. Let's face it, you cannot tell me that these are not cool. They are pretty cool. That's mostly why I'm wearing them. But no, I'm going to take them off. So I'll bring them on out there when I go shoot later on today. Looking forward to that. Always a good time hanging out with friends. We also went to main event this weekend. It was good to catch up with my buddies, and my daughter got to hang out with their kids. Really good time, had fun. Everybody had dinner. I had already eaten, so that is one of the things that kind of sucks. Like when you're trying to stay disciplined on this, what you eat and the time frame you eat in. We got there roughly 7 o'clock, and we were there. I think we didn't eat until about 8:30, and by then I was already past my window, so I just didn't eat anything. It was all right though. Drank plenty of water. Good time. Some bowling, arcade. I don't know if you guys ever been to main event. I guess it's similar like a Dave and Buster's or Spare Time. That was the first time I've ever been, and it was really nice. It was good to catch up with everybody. I always love hanging out with my friends. It's the stuff that makes life worth living. It's enjoyable. So that's it for the week. Let's go. Let's go album of the week. So album of the week when I was out. It was mostly most of this week. I think I listened to it on each walk. It would be Alesana's The Emptiness. Now, this album was really important to me. I listened to this a lot when I was in Washington, when I was stationed at Fort Lewis, Joint Base Lewis McChord. And then again, when I started going to therapy at Fort Drum in New York, this album is it's kind of like a concept album. Pretty interesting. Guy thinks somebody killed his wife, and the whole album is him trying to get to the bottom of it. And then at the end of the album, his wife's really not dead, and she kills him because he's actually gone out of his mind. And it resonated a lot with me because I felt like that's how I was in the military before I retired. Is I really felt like I was going out of my mind. Like it's strange. The album really was something I enjoyed. It was something I listened to very often, so it was cool to blow the dust off that one and listen to it. Brings back memories, some good, some bad. What keeps you balanced, reminds you where you were, brings in the focus where you are now. So good stuff. Song of the week is actually going to be on that album. It's called The Thespian. Probably, it was always one of my favorite songs. I think it was a single, unfortunately. I really hate to be that guy that says my favorite song on the album is the one that everybody heard. I really think that whole album is dope as a concept goes. But The Thespian is probably one of my favorite songs on there. Or To Be Scared by an Owl. But we're gonna go with The Thespian this week. So that's the song of the week. As usual, I will have the top 10 posted in the description. Check it out. Don't. It's up to you. And we're getting ready to go into the week 11 progress update. So we've got the momentum yet again, and we're just going to keep riding this train. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining or thanks for coming to check it out. If you've been here before, if you're returning, thanks for coming back. We appreciate you coming back. Like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and leave comments. And, if you do, I will respond. And we will see you next week. This is John, out.
Dad, your hands are green.
They were hit by lightning.